Hi there, I'm Leslie McConnell. I'm lead tutor for Functional Skills Maths with North Yorkshire Council's Adult Learning section. This is a short video to encourage you to reflect on some old strategies and consider new strategies for using pen and paper methods to solve mathematical problems involving addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Please pause the video now if you need to get some paper and a pen or pencil, but no calculator, please. First of all, I'd like you to write down the numbers 1 to 10 on some paper and try this short times tables test as a warm-up. There'll be a 5-second lapse between questions, and at the end, I'll show you the answers. You can mark your own then, and if you get less than 7 out of 10, then please revise your times table. Okay, so let's have a go at the warm-up. Here are your answers. Please pause while you mark your paper. Okay, so now we're going to look at some strategies to use for addition sums. So I'm going to add together the numbers 148 and 36. I'm going to pop down here hundreds, tens and units columns so that I get these numbers lined up correctly. I've got 100, 4 or 40, 8 for units. I've got 30 under the tens column here and 6 under the units column. And then we just add down the columns. So 8 plus 6 is 14, 4 down, 1 to carry. 4 plus 3 is 7 and 1 is 8. And 1 plus 0 is 1. So the answer to this sum is 184. The other method I'd like to show you for addition is the partitioning method. So let's have a look at the same number using the partitioning method. So partitioning means to chop up the numbers in hundreds, tens and units. And in the number 148, we have 100, but we don't have any hundreds in this number. We've got 4 tens in this number, so 40 and 30 in this one is 70. And then the units 8 and the units 6 give us 14. And then we add down the columns again. 0 add 0 add 4 is 4. 0 add 7 is 7 plus 1 is 8. 1 plus 0 is 1. So as you can see, we get the same answer using each different method. Okay, I'd like you to have a little try of these on your own now. So we're going to start with addition. Please pause your video while you do the sums. Here are your answers. Okay, so that's your addition. I'd like now to have a try using some subtraction methods. So the sum I'm going to use is 138, take away 27. Okay, so hundreds, tens and units again, so that we get our numbers lined up correctly. 138, take away 27. So we take the smallest number from the biggest number. So 7 from 8 is 1. 2 from 3 is 1. 0 from 1 is 1. So the answer to this sum is 111. Okay, I have a slightly different one now that I'd like to show you. And we're going to use 247 under our hundreds, tens and units columns. And we're going to subtract 39. Now you'll notice in this one that we have a 9 which is greater than 7. So we have to then borrow from the 4, leaving 3, giving a 1 or a 10 to the 7, making 17 here. So 9 from 17 is 8. 3 from 3 is 0. And 0 from 2 is 2. So the answer to this sum is 208. Okay, I'd like you to try some of these yourself now. So I'm going to give you subtraction this time. Okay. So please pause the video while you try these using the methods that you've been shown. Okay, here are your answers. Okay, this time we're going to look at some multiplication methods, and we're going to start with the column method. Going to start with the numbers 25, and we're going to multiply by 36. It doesn't matter which order we do this in. You'll still get the same answer. So we're going to use tens and units, no hundreds this time. And we've got 25 times 36. Okay. We're going to start in the bottom right-hand corner and multiply 6 times 5 is 30. Nothing down, 3 to carry. I'm going to now multiply diagonally across from the 6 to the 2. 6 2s are 12 and 3 is 15. I put a 0 under here to mark the place value of the 6 I've already used. I don't need to use that again. So I'm now going to say 3 times 5 diagonally is 15, 5 down, 1 to carry. And then directly up, 3 times 2 is 6 and 1 is 7. And now add these two rows together. 0 add 0 is 0, 5 add 5 is 10, 0 down, 1 to carry. And 7 add 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So the answer to this sum is 900. I want now to use the same numbers, but with a different method this time. This one's the grid method. So we have to partition this time 20 and 30 and 5 and 6, but we're going to put 25 on the top, 20 and 5 and 36 down the side, 30 and 6. I'm going to make the grid, given plenty of space to put the numbers in. I say 3 times 2 is 6. And I've got 2 zeros here, so I have to put them in as well. I've got 3 times 5 is 15. And 1 0. I say 6 times 2 is 12. And 1 0. And 6 5s are 30. Okay, I add along here, I've got 600 and 150, gives me 750. And I've got 120 plus 30 is 150. So if we just continue the line here and add these two rows together, 0 add 0 is 0, 5 add 5 is 10, nothing down, 1 to carry, 7 add 1 is 8, and 1 is 9. So again, you can see we have the same answer as we had the first time. Okay, so I'd like you to have a try a couple of these yourself. And I'd like you to pause the video while you have a go at these, choosing, one of the methods. Try to stick to one method if you can. And here are your answers. Okay. So now we're going to have a look at some division methods. We're going to use short division and long division. The number I'm going to start with is 326 divided by 7. So in the bus stop, I'm writing in the number 326. And we're going to divide by the divisor 7. 7 into 3 doesn't go, so I can put a 0 here to cover the place value. 7 into 32. Well, you need to know your 7 times table to be able to work this out. If you're not sure of it in your head, then write it down. Okay, adding 7 every time. 28, 35, 42, and 49. That's as far as I'm going for now. I look at this, and 7 into 32 goes 4 times. 35 would be too many. So 28 is as far as I can go here. So it goes in 4 times, and 28 from 32 leaves 4 left over. So now I say 7 into 46. Well, I can see that 49 is too many. So it has to be the 42 that I'm going to use. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 7 is 42. And that goes in here. So 42 from 46 is 4. Now, I can't use any other numbers over here, whereas before we had the 6, there aren't any more that I can add on, apart from a 0. But when I do that, I have to pop in a decimal point. 7 into 40, looking down here, we can't use the 42 because that's too many, so we can use the 35. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that goes in 5 times. So that's 35 from 40 leaves me with 5. I'm adding a 0 again, and now I have to look at my times table again. 7 into 50, it goes in 7 times, which is 49. So 7 times, which is 49, leaving me 1 left over. I add a 0 again. 7 into 10 goes once, with 3 left over, but I'm going to give an answer to 2 decimal places. So I have 3 numbers here. The 1 is less than 5, so the 7 stays as it is. So that's 46.57 to 2 decimal places. Okay, so that's one example. Let's have a look at a 2-digit divisor this time. And this time I'm going to do the long division method. This was the short division method. We're going to try the long division method now. So I'm going to say 11 into 283. I can't divide 11 into 2, so I'm going to put a 0 there. But I can divide into 28. Well, let's do the same again. Let's put down our 11 times table. So we've got 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77. We'll leave it at that for now. So 11 goes into 28 2 times, which is 22. That leaves us with 6 left over. But this time, we're not going to do the short method. We're going to do the long method. So our answer was 22. So I'm going to put this underneath here, and I'm going to minus it or subtract it to get the remainder. So 2 from 8 is 6. 2 from 2 is nothing. I'm just going to leave that as a blank. Now 11 won't go into 6, but I can bring this 3 down, and I can put 11 into 63. And we can see that 66 is too many. So I'm going to have to use 55. So 11 goes into 63 5 times. And that's 55. So we find the remainder, we minus it off again. So 55 from 63 is 8. Okay. Now I don't have any more numbers to bring down. So again, I have to put my decimal point in and add a 0. And I can see from this that 11 goes into 80 7 times, which is 77. That leaves me with 3 left over. Again, I add a 0. 11 into 30 goes twice, which is 22. And from this, I've got 8 left over. Now we've got the same scenario as what we had here. So we know that goes in 7 times. And again, I'm going to give my answer to 2 decimal places. So from that, we look at the 7 and we can see it's more than 5. So we're going to round the 2 up. So the answer to this sum is 25.73. Okay, so I'd like you to have a little try of these on your own. So please pause the video and try these for yourself using either the short or the long method. And these are your answers. So I hope you've enjoyed doing the sums today with me. This is one of 4 different videos that we're going to be putting out. And so coming soon, we have videos on percentages, fractions and ratio, and positive and negative numbers. And they'll be following soon. Hope to see you back with me. Thanks for joining.